Hello and welcome to the final Elevenses Hangout on Air of 2015. My name is Mark. I'm an agency development manager here in the UKI agency team.
My name is Andres and I'm an account strategist also here in the UKI agency team.
Today we're going to talk to you about the strategies and tools that you need to develop and determine your optimum embed so that you're maximizing the full value of mobile for your customers. Mobile, as you know, or should know, is extremely important and was the primary device for 2015, with mobile search queries exceeding desktop search queries in the UK for the very first time. Across almost all categories, we've seen an increase year on year in mobile traffic, and this is a trend that we predict will continue. In Google, we work to a three-step framework to maximize the full value of mobile. Improve is the first step, the second step is measure, and the third step is invest. We believe that clients need to take these three steps before they're performing at an optimum level on mobile. Improve, as I said, is the first step, and this is making sure that you're providing a good mobile user experience for your clients and customers, mainly through your site. The second step then is to measure and ensure that you're measuring the full value of mobile. Are you measuring website calls as conversions, app downloads, and purchases? The final step before performing on mobile is to make sure that you're investing the right amount and the right budgets into mobile. And this is through investing into the right embed. Myself and Andy today are going to take you through two ways that you can invest and determine what your right embed should be. We always recommend that you have a holistic point of view when it comes to mobile, that you look at mobile and desktop working together and how mobile acts as an attributor to desktop conversions. This was covered in the Hangout on Air for Elevenses 2 weeks ago that looked at estimated cross-device conversions. But you can also take some of the indicators from the Elmo report to see the full view of mobile performance. Today we're going to focus on the short term and how you can determine the optimum embed based on the current conversions within your AdWords account. We're going to look at ORCVR, and then later on Andy's going to take you through a new product that we've just launched, the Embed Simulator tool. So if we look at ORCVR first of all, before we can go into the calculation, ideally there are three areas of focus that would set yourself up for mobile success. The first, as I've said, is to make sure that you're tracking all relevant conversions, all your mobile conversions, all your calls, and all your app downloads and purchases. The second area of focus then is to make sure that you have sufficient conversions in your AdWords account to justify your embeds. We would recommend having at least 5 mobile conversions in your account before applying ORCVR. The final area of focus then is to make sure that there's a good understanding on the nature of your business, and that's reflected in your AdWords account. For example, is your client's product or service likely to be acquired through a mobile device? Another example may be that you have a 30-day conversion window in your AdWords account, but your client's purchase cycle is 90 days, so they need to be aligned. Once you've set yourself up for success, you can start to apply ORCVR. And that OR, as you may or may not know, stands for relative. ORCVR is your relative conversion rate. We benchmark mobile bid adjustments against your desktop bid. So it's appropriate that we benchmark your mobile performance against that of your desktop performance. And that's what ORCVR does. So after all the build-up, what exactly is ORCVR? It's a very simple data-driven calculation that will determine your optimum embed. It takes your mobile conversion rate, it divides it by your desktop conversion rate, minus 100%, and that will give you your optimum embed in your AdWords account. If we have a look at this example then, taken from an AdWords account, If you look at the left-hand side, you can see that in this example, the mobile bid adjustment is minus 5%. If you look at the right-hand side, you can see the conversion rates by device. If we take the mobile conversion rate of 8.87% divided by the desktop conversion rate of 6.58% minus 100%, that gives us the optimum MBID of 34.8%. So in this example, we would recommend to the client that they move from an MBID of minus 5% to an MBID of plus 35%. That's the relative RCVR, and that should be the mobile bid adjustment on this account based on the current conversion data within the account. So that's RCVR. Andy's now going to take you through the mobile bid simulator tool.
Thank you very much, Mark. So the first part of this hangout, we did cover basically the way to actually measure and value mobile. And also we talked about strategies that help us determine the right MBID. But we also understand that for our clients, it is important to assess the impact of raising these MBIDs and obviously understanding what implications that might have in our budget. And that's why I'm here. I'm going to be presenting the mobile bid simulator tool. So what exactly is the mobile bid simulator tool? This is an AdWords interface enabled tool that you can find underneath your settings devices tab, right where the column of the bid adjustment is. As you can see on the image in front of you, this can be found right next to the bid adjustment. There's a little chart icon. This is the mobile bid simulator tool. So it should be worthwhile noting that the availability of this tool is only currently available on search and shopping campaigns that have already served on mobile devices. Most importantly, these mobile campaigns must have also almost reached the cap of their daily budget at least once in the last 7 days. So it uses the last 7-day historical data to simulate the different events. Now, why is this tool important for us and why am I here to present this? It is important because it shows a relationship between setting a specific mobile bid adjustment and the impact that's going to have on the impressions on your campaign, the clicks, and most importantly, the budget and cost of setting those bid adjustments. So in other words, this tool helps us determine the underlying question of what would have happened if we had set a different mobile bid adjustment. So now let's take a little deeper dive into the tool and understand what exactly it does. So if we were to go onto that example below and click on the chart icon, it will open up the bid adjustment simulator. And as we can see here, it provides a couple of different examples in terms of increasing the bid adjustment by different variables. Now, it should be worthwhile noting that this tool runs simulations on historical data, and what it will actually do is it will keep all the metrics exactly the same, except for the mobile bid adjustment which we're simulating. In other words, it will keep your max CPCs, your location bid adjustments, your ad schedule bid adjustments exactly the same on the campaign, and only change the mobile bid adjustment. Now, another thing worthwhile noting down is that this tool is not a future estimation tool. In other words, it uses the last 7 days of past traffic to determine what impact that bid adjustment would have had over the last 7 days on your campaign. So, this tool, the main outcome of it is that it should enable our clients to make informed decisions in terms of how much it's going to cost them to increase these bids, and obviously attribute to the RCVR that we explained earlier on today. So obviously today we did cover quite a lot of content, especially in regards to mobile strategies and tools that can help us determine their optimum MBID. So I do want to just kind of summarize this for us in the main takeaways of today. So when we're determining the optimum MBID, the first thing is we need to understand how to create value for mobile. We talked about the 3-step strategic framework that Google takes in order to determine a mobile strategy, and we understand that performing on mobile, so the latter part of the stage, requires the optimum MBID. So MBID investment was the main point of today's conversation, and we presented 2 forward-looking strategies. So one is the medium-term strategy, which is the cross-device attribution strategy, and that obviously means correlating cross-device conversions and understanding the whole journey of mobile across the purchasing journey of the client. The short-term one, which is the one we covered today, was the relative conversion rate, so benchmarking mobile performance against computer performance. Now, relative conversion, as we said, should be primarily taking on the conversion performance. So in other words, have a decent amount of conversions, preferably above 5, to track that actual performance. Now, as the performance of this is done on mobile relative to desktop, that is how we're determining the basis of your mobile bid on a short-term point of view. Once we've determined the bases embed that we recommend on each campaign, the next step is to use the embed simulator to assess the impact that's going to have on the campaign per campaign basis. And the whole idea here is that with the whole framework that we presented today, we can make informed decisions about assessing the embed impact and determining the optimum embed for us. So with that being said, we would like to thank you for coming and joining us in today's Hangout series. As Mark mentioned earlier on today, Elevenses will be back on the 20th of January. Following today's Hangout series, you will be receiving a survey asking for some feedback. We really appreciate if you can provide us some feedback and also suggest some input for topics you would like covered. Again, thank you very much for joining today, and we look forward to seeing you in the next Elevenses. Bye.